The Tale of Chemtattepu. Long ago, in a serene village nestled beside a meandering river, there lived a skilled craftsman named Chemtattepu. Known for his strength and ingenuity in crafting weapons, he was both admired and respected. Chemtattepu spent his days perfecting his tools, forging them not just for battle but as works of art. His life seemed peaceful, yet fate often hides lessons within the rhythm of the everyday. One morning, as the sun kissed the tranquil waters, Chemtattepu walked to the riverbank. There, seated on a smooth stone, he began to sharpen his sword. The blade shimmered brilliantly in the light as if it carried the promise of order and strength. But peace is delicate, and even the smallest of creatures can stir its waters. From below the gentle ripples of the river, a crayfish watched. With a flash of daring motion, the crayfish swam near and bit Chemtattepu on his most sensitive part. Pain surged through his body, startling him. Fueled by anger and instinct, the mighty craftsman swung his sword recklessly. His blade sliced through the air and struck a bamboo stalk nearby. The bamboo, cut free from its place, flew wildly and collided with the nest of a wild fowl. Inside the nest, fragile eggs shattered. The wild fowl, overcome with fury and despair, beat its wings and let out cries of anguish. But rage is contagious, and the wild fowl, acting on impulse, scratched at a nearby nest of ants. The ants, tiny yet ferocious when provoked, erupted in a swarm of frenzy. Their orderly colony turned into chaos as they attacked the first creature they encountered, a wild boar grazing by the forest's edge. The boar, tormented by the painful bites, let out a guttural roar, its calm demeanor shattered. In a fit of blind rage, it stormed into the woods, crashing through the underbrush and ramming into a towering tree with tremendous force. The tree, old and vulnerable, toppled under the force of the boar's charge. Yet this was no ordinary tree. It was the shelter of a solitary bat. The creature took flight, confused and terrified, searching for safety in the encroaching night. In its frantic search for refuge, the bat found its way into the ear of an elephant passing through the forest path. The elephant, unaccustomed to the tickling and stabbing sensation deep within its ear, trumpeted in distress. It stomped in panic, its great size transforming fear into destruction. The chaos culminated when the elephant, riled to uncontrollable frenzy, trampled through the village. Amid the destruction, the home of a poor widow fell victim to the rampage. The fragile walls crumbled under the massive feet of the elephant, leaving her possessions buried in rubble. Her life's modest work lay in ruins, and she too was overwhelmed by grief and anger. Driven by despair, the widow sought vengeance, not against the elephant but against the world she believed had wronged her. She went to the source of the village stream and tainted its waters, cutting off the lifeline of her fellow villagers. She watched as the clear water darkened, symbolizing her pain and loss. When the villagers discovered the polluted waters, they rallied in outrage. In their righteous determination to find the cause, they summoned the widow before the village chief. Tearfully, she explained how her home had been destroyed by the elephant's rampage. The chief, seeking justice, moved to interrogate the elephant. When questioned, the elephant bellowed and gestured toward the bat, still traumatized by its ordeal. The bat was summoned, but it laid the blame upon the wild boar. The boar, limping and nursing its wounds, redirected the guilt to the wild ants. The ants, defending their colony, pointed to the wild fowl. The fowl, still mourning its broken eggs, spoke of the bamboo that had destroyed its nest. And at last, it was Chemtattepu's name that was spoken. The villagers, led by the chief, surrounded him and demanded answers. Why had he cut the bamboo? Sheepishly and with reddened cheeks, Chemtattepu confessed the truth. A crayfish had bitten him, and in his anger, he had acted without thinking. Determined to end this absurd yet destructive chain of events, the villagers descended upon the river to capture the perpetrator. Before long, they cornered the offending crayfish. Ready to exact their vengeance, they prepared to roast it as punishment. But the sly creature spoke, its tiny claws raised in a gesture of cunning. "If you roast me," it declared, "I will turn red and unappealing, a feast no one will enjoy. But if you throw me into the deepest part of the pond, I will shine like a treasure, and your children will adore me. Think of my beauty and how it will bless your village." Enchanted by the idea, the villagers agreed. They cast the crayfish into the deep waters, but no sooner had it touched the surface than the crafty creature darted away to hide beneath a rock far beyond reach. Bewildered and empty-handed, the villagers returned home, having been outwitted by one of nature's smallest creatures. From that day forward, a solemn truth settled over the village. Even the tiniest action, driven by unchecked emotion, can ripple outward into vast and unexpected consequences. Chemtattepu and his fellow villagers learned to tread carefully, to temper their impulses with thoughtfulness, and to consider how their choices might affect the world around them. Storytellers, let this tale remind us of the power of narrative to unveil life's truths. In every story, as in life, the minor details can shape the greater arc. The Tale of Chemtattepu serves as a timeless call to mindfulness and reflection, sparking empathy and wisdom one ripple at a time.